Okay, good morning everyone. Welcome back. Happy Monday, right? Okay, today it was so sunny when it started, but as I was coming out, it started to rain. So it's a rainy day, sunny day, but a pleasant day. Okay, it's not very often we get this kind of weather here. So enjoy the weather and enjoy the classes. I'm K. Shailaja Rao, soft skill trainer at Aditya Global Business School. For those of you who are joining for the first time, welcome, and those of you who are already in these sessions, hi, how are you all? I hope you all had a fantastic Sunday, enjoyed yourselves with all kinds of tasty dishes, and today you're all fresh for the class. Good. So today, as we all already know, we stopped somewhere in between the session on adverbs, and I told you that it will be continued for one more class. So today we're going to have the last session on adverbs, but adverbs is such a big topic that unless you go through it properly, you might get a little confused. That's the reason I'm taking more time on this, and hope after these sessions you will have a clear idea on how to use some adverbs, how to use them, which order to use them, when to use them, because the other day I gave you a pyramid, right, or an inverted pyramid, or no, it was a pyramid, right, yes, pyramid on how to use always, usually, generally, and what they mean, seldom, rarely. I hope you got that, you wrote down those points. When do you use seldom and when do you use rarely? Well, seldom and rarely have a very little difference between them. So it's okay if you use seldom instead of rarely, or rarely instead of seldom, but seldom is a word which is seldom used, right? Seldom is a word which also means the same as rarely, but it is not as used as often as rarely. Often, O-F-T-E-N, the T is silent. You can also say often, O-F-T-E-N. Both are correct, often or often. Whichever is convenient, you can say it. Sometimes I say it as often, and sometimes, maybe very rarely, that is, I also pronounce it as often. So, see, that is the thing with English language. There are some words that can be pronounced in two ways and they are correct, and there are some words which you cannot pronounce in different ways. There's only one way of correct pronunciation. That's why when we have the video, which I'm going to show you after a few slides, there is something, there is one of the trainers who's saying, repeat after me. Do not feel shy to repeat, because when you repeat after them, the pronunciation is very, very clear. The pronunciation becomes better. Do not feel shy. Repeat. It could be simple words like I have to have coffee, or I have to drink coffee today. Something like that. Even those words. It's good if you pronounce them correctly. You learn to do it once and your mind becomes aware of the correct pronunciation, that's your brain, and it will try to pronounce it that way when you actually speak. So please repeat those sentences. It's not going to take a lot of your time or energy. So think of it as a game and then do it, okay? So now let's continue with this. So we already went through this chart, right? What are these? So all these are called adverbs of manner, okay? We looked at different types of adverbs, adverbs of place, which tell you where something was done, where something happened, where an action happened, okay? Here, there, around, all these are adverbs of place. In, outside, inside, these are all adverbs of place. And then adverbs of time and frequency, at all the ones that we would just discuss: always, usually, generally, often, rarely, seldom, and of course at 3 p.m., once a week, twice a week, once in a year. All these are adverbs of frequency. And then we have adverbs of manner, that is how something happened. He ran. How did he run? He ran quickly. Okay. She sang. How did she sing? She sang beautifully. Okay. He fought. How did he fight? He fought bravely. She busily does her work. Or I gladly accepted the offer. So all these are adverbs of manner, right? Okay, before I go ahead, what does citation mean, ma'am? Citation actually means whenever you quote somebody, you have to actually give their name and where you picked up that quote from. That is called citation. Okay, if you just copy somebody's quote, it is not correct. You have to give the credit to the author. So that is called citation. Adverbs with ly. Yes, very good. Adverbs with ly. I think hurriedly is wrong. No, hurriedly is not right. Hurriedly is correct. So these are all adverbs of manner: courageously, powerfully, kindly, suddenly, roughly, sadly, warily. What does warily means? Nothing to do with where. It actually means very tiredly. Okay, warily means it's not warily, it's wearily. Wearily means very tiredly. So these are all adverbs of manner. Okay, so today we will look at more adverbs of a different kind, and what we have realized is adverbs, adverbs modify verbs. First thing, they give more meaning to the verb. She danced how? Happily. So they modify the verb danced. When you say she danced happily, so, or beautifully, or she danced well. So it modifies the verb danced. Then it modifies adjectives. So when you add very, she danced very beautifully. So beautifully is an adverb already, and you are modifying it again with a very, telling us to what degree she was beautiful. So very beautifully, and it also modifies adjectives. Okay. So, but where you put the adverb tells us what it means. The meaning of the sentence changes a little bit depending on where the adverb is put in the sentence. Let us look at it with a few examples. You will understand it better. So if you see the meanings, how the meaning changes when the place of the adverb is changed, that's what I want you to understand and notice in these sentences correctly. So let's look at the examples. She quickly agreed to retype the letter. She quickly agreed means what did she do? What is the meaning of the sentence? That means the agreement was quick. She agreed to do something quickly. I mean, the agreement which she said, okay, I'll do it. So she quickly agreed to retype the letter. And then she agreed quickly to retype the letter. Here also, when we put it quickly, just after agreed, she agreed quickly to retype the letter. Okay, that also means that her agreement was quick. Now look at this sentence, same sentence, almost the same meaning. She agreed to retype the letter quickly. So where is quickly? What is she going to do quickly? She is going to retype quickly. See, while putting this adverb at the end of the sentence, the meaning of that sentence changes slightly. In the sense, here the agreement was not quick. What was quick? She agreed to retype quickly. That means the retyping is going to be quick. not the agreement. She may have said, okay, I'll retype it. So what she did, I'll do it quickly this time. So she agreed to retype quickly. So the agreement was not quick, but the retyping is going to be quick. Understood how changing of the placing of an adverb changes the meaning of the sentence? Let's look at one more example. He quietly asked me to leave the house. So, very quietly, please go. Okay, he quietly, the request was quiet. He asked me quietly to leave the house. So again, the request, he asked me quietly. Quietly means softly, very softly. He said, please go, please leave the house. So he asked me very softly to leave the house. The request was very quiet, very polite. He asked me to leave the house quietly. So what does it mean here? What does this quietly when you put it in the end? Here it says the leaving has to be soft. Don't make a noise while leaving. Leave the house quietly. Understood? So do not make a big sound while you're leaving or a big halla gulla while you're leaving. Just go quietly without disturbing anyone. So he asked me to leave the house quietly. Here when you put the quietly at the end of the sentence, the meaning changes to the leaving is quiet. We will go through those words when we do homographs and homonyms, how different words that spell differently, have the same spelling but have different meanings, have different spellings and different meanings. So we'll go through them in one more session. I'll get male, male, M-A-L-E, M-A-I-L, effect, effect, okay, produce, produce, so many words like that. So we will go through them. So just wait for that session. So let's go and move on to the next slide. So adverbs of manner should always come immediately after the verb if they have no object. That is, adverbs of manner should actually, she danced quickly or she danced happily. It should immediately follow the verb. So, he swam well, the rain fell hard, he waited patiently, the town grew quickly after 1997. Even forget all the rest of the sentences. Most common adverbs of manner come immediately after the verb. And then words like well, badly, hard and fast, well, hard and fast do not have an ly. So he swam well, or the rain fell hard, not hardly during the storm. Hardly, the meaning changes to very less. So he studied hard, means he worked very hard, right? If you say he hardly studied, it means he didn't study at all. So the meaning changes. So don't use ly to hard and fast. And of course, well. Okay. Sometimes an adverb is placed before a verb. Generally, authors do this to give special meaning to that sentence. You know, when you're talking about, if suppose you're talking like a suspense movie, then he slowly opened the door. Then what are you putting the stress on? Slowly. So the stress is on slowly open the door. So that way there is more suspense or more activity it becomes an active voice. So sometimes the emphasis when it is on how it was done, if the emphasis is on that, he gently woke the sleeping woman. She angrily slammed the door. Slowly she picked up the knife. Roughly he grabbed her arm. So these are sentences which are also correct. You can start the sentence with adverb like slowly, roughly, any adverb actually. Quietly he left the room. So the stress is on how quietly he did it. You can say he left the room quietly, okay? But here quietly he left the room. Then you're talking more about how quietly he did it. So Slowly she picked up the knife. You know, this could be a suspense movie. Slowly she picked up the knife. So that's how, when there is not so much, action in it when you say she picked up the knife slowly. It's just a matter of fact. But when you put the adverb before the verb, it becomes more I want you all to write down the notes, please, as I'm explaining, because this is something you've all done before, right? Grammar. You've all gone through these sessions, adverbs, adjectives, nouns, all these parts of speech and whatever is to follow. So it is good that you write down your notes as I am telling you. That's why I am leaving some of these slides for a little longer, so that you can, you're all really smart. You can actually write while you're listening, right? So writing helps you. If we send you a PDF notes, you will just save it and probably never look at it again, right? But if you write, it goes into your brain. Okay? So write down, and then we'll think about the notes. So please do not depend on notes. Do it yourself. Today it's all DIY, right? Do it yourself. So now we come to adverbs of degree. Okay, so what are adverbs of degree? We've seen adverbs of place, adverbs of frequency and time, the adverbs of manner, and now let's look at adverbs of degree. Adverbs of degree are sentences which tell you how much the coffee is hot. If I say hot, how hot? Is it very hot? Is it a little hot? Or is it too hot? Or is it extremely hot? So these words, very, too, extremely, little, all this, or is it hot enough? So these words actually tell you to what degree something is happening. So these are called adverbs of degree. Let's look at some more adverbs of degree. They actually modify the adjective, adverb or verb, although there are some exceptions. They tell you the intensity of something. If I say the coffee is very hot, don't drink it immediately. You might have a sip and say, oh my God, it was too hot, I couldn't drink, it burnt my lip. And I can give you a cup of coffee. Is the coffee hot enough? I mean, is it to your liking? Is it enough? The heat, is it enough? It tells you that it is not very, very hot. I could say the dish was extremely delicious. It was delicious in the restaurant. The dish was delicious. But if I say extremely delicious, you understand what I'm trying to say. I'm putting it at a top level. Extremely. The movie was extremely funny. Funny, yes. But if you say extremely funny, you're telling to what degree it was funny. You're telling the intensity. Some movies are like that, right? Extremely funny. So these are some of the adverbs of degree. There are so many. I'll give you a minute to write down these. And you use them all the time. I'm sure all of you use them all the time. Only you may not know the difference between them. Today when you learn, or when we go through this session, you will understand the difference between some, because some of them we use interchangeably, but still there is a lot of difference between these words. So somewhat, least, barely. I barely managed to catch the bus today. Completely, decidedly, deeply, enough, enormously. Enormous means a lot, I was enormously happy when I was selected for the play, whatever. Entirely, his life was spent entirely on looking after his family. So entirely. Extremely, I already told you. Little, the coffee is a little hot. Little, less, much, most, nearly, are you tired? We are nearly there. Okay, we are nearly reaching our home. Perfectly, positively, too, terribly. I was upset when I couldn't see that movie, or when I missed seeing my friend, or when I missed the train. I was terribly upset when I missed that movie. So terribly tells you to what degree you were upset. Very, virtually, and well. Here this virtually is not like the virtually that we are doing virtual reality. Here virtually means really. So I was virtually crying when I saw the movie. Means in reality I was actually crying virtually. So that's what virtually means. Well, these are all adverbs of degree. Yes. Let's go to the next one. How do you use them in sentences? Okay, we'll have a quick look. If possible, beside the adverb of degree, write down one simple sentence like here. Then you will understand the meaning even after a few days. Like after 10 days, you open your book, you will look at extremely and think, what does it exactly mean? So extremely is an adjective, which it is an adjective and it is modifying an adjective. Cold, something is cold. Water is a noun and the water is cold. So cold is modifying the noun. So cold is an adjective, right? When we say extremely cold, we are telling to what degree that the water is extremely cold. Don't jump into the river. Okay, you can't swim here. It's extremely cold. So extremely cold. And quiet. Quiet is an adjective. It also tells how interesting, or the movie is interesting. Quiet tells us not Q-U-I-E-T but Q-U-I-T-E. There's a difference between quiet, which means is Q-U-I-E-T is this. Quiet is a Q-U-I-T-E is an adverb of degree. I was quite full after the breakfast. That means I was full enough. Okay, I was quite happy with the way things went. Quiet means happy enough. Then just is which it modifies a verb. He was just leaving. He was leaving. And then you came in. So, I was just leaving. What does just tell you here? To what degree he was leaving. Like, he's about to leave. So he was just leaving. And almost is, we've almost reached home. I'm almost finished. She's almost done. So that is also a verb which modifies a verb finished or leaving. Almost modifies a verb. We almost reached home and the rain started. Or it started raining. We almost reached home and it started raining. So what are you trying to say? That we're very close to home, right? So you're telling to how close you were to home. That's almost. And then it modifies the adverb. She's running fast. Very tells you how fast she was running. She was running very fast. And it modifies too slowly. Too also is an adverb. It modifies an adverb, slowly. She was walking slowly. Too slowly, so she missed the bus. She was walking too slowly, so she missed the bus. And enough. Enough also modifies the adverb. That is, you are running fast enough. Okay. So these way, very, to, and enough also modify adverbs. I hope you got those simple sentences beside how they are, what they are. Yes. Give you one more minute to write these down. These are your notes. Write these down, because I'm sure after all these months your fingers are not moving as freely as they used to. Right? It's very difficult to hold a pen for long. So get used to it. You have to come back and write your notes, write your exams. So it's a good thing to write once in a while, because I have realized this, you know, when I did my post-graduation in some subjects, I did it I did it much later, and I forgot how to write because I was into teaching, and then when I had to write for, you know, long answers, I really had a tough time. I had a very difficult time. And then I learned to practice. Then I used to sit and not only study, but I would write the answers in the notes just to give me practice to write my exams. So it's never too, you're never too old to write. So please practice writing. Now, enough. How do you use enough as an adverb? Enough can be a determiner or an adverb. Let's look at the adverb here. Is your coffee hot enough? It can be used in both positive and negative sentences. Enough to a necessary degree. It goes generally after the adjective or adverb. The box isn't big enough. He didn't work hard enough. I got here early enough. So enough, when you say, it could be used in both positive and negative sentences. He didn't work hard enough means the intensity was not enough for him to pass the exam, maybe. Or is your coffee hot enough? Is it enough for you to drink? So enough can be used to show intensity in both positive and negative ways. So enough is followed generally, sometimes it's followed by to. Is it he didn't work hard enough to pass the exam? Is your coffee hot enough to drink? Sometimes she's not old enough to get married, or I got here early enough to sign up. So generally enough could be followed by the infinitive to. He is not old enough to drive. Is it there? No. Or he is not intelligent enough to pass the exam. So more examples were enough. The dress was, whenever you say for someone or something, you can say the dress was big enough for me, or she's not experienced enough for this job. Is the coffee hot enough for you? He didn't work hard enough for the examination or for the promotion, or he didn't work hard enough to pass the exam, whatever. Then to and very. Before this, we will look at a small video, and then we will go into the difference between to and very. Let's look at that adverbs of degree.
And welcome to English course on adverbs. In this video, I'm going to talk
Volume
to
is
you
low.
about adverbs of degree. Adverbs of degree tell us about the intensity of something, the power of something. Now in English, they're usually placed before the adjective or adverb or verb that they modify. But obviously, as always, there are exceptions. And there are very common adverbs of degree that I'm sure you use all the time. To, enough, very, extremely. But there are so many others. Okay, so let's dive into it and learn about adverbs of degree. Let's have a look at a few examples of adverbs of degree, especially how they are used.
Volume రావట్లేదా ఇంకా volume రావట్లేదా ఇది ఉంచనా
For example, in the sentence, the water was extremely cold. You have the adjective cold and the adverb extremely that modifies the adjective cold. And as you can see, the adverb is placed before the adjective that it modifies. Second example, he just left. In this case, the adverb just comes before the verb left, which is the main verb of the sentence. She is running very fast. Now in this case, we have two adverbs. The adverb fast and the adverb very that modifies the adverb fast. And as you can see, our adverb very is placed before the adverb that it modifies. And finally, they are completely exhausted from the trip. The adverb completely modifies the adjective exhausted and is therefore placed before it. I hope you understand, guys. Let's move on. Okay, guys, let's practice pronunciation now. Please repeat after me. The water was extremely cold. He just left. She is running very fast. They are completely exhausted from the trip. Good job, guys. Let's move on. Some very common adverbs of degree in English are enough, very, and to. Let's look at a few examples. Is your coffee hot enough? So in this case, our adverb enough modifies the adjective hot. He didn't work hard enough. In that case, our adverb enough modifies another adverb, the adverb hard. And as you can see, the adverb enough is usually placed after the adjective or adverb that it modifies. Another example is very. The girl was very beautiful. So the adverb very modifies our adjective beautiful. He worked very quickly. So in this case, our adverb very modifies the adverb quickly. And as you can see, very is usually placed before the word that it modifies. And finally, our third example is too. This coffee is too hot. It modifies the adjective hot. He works too hard. In that case, too modifies the adverb hard. And as you can see, too is usually placed before the word that it modifies. Okay? Hope you got it. Let's move on. Let's now focus on pronunciation. Please repeat after me. Is your coffee hot enough? He didn't work hard enough. The girl was very beautiful. He worked very quickly. This coffee is too hot. He works too hard. Okay, guys, let's move on. Okay, guys, let's do a little bit of extra practice with a few example sentences. He speaks very quickly. Can you spot the adverb of degree? It's very, and it modifies the other adverb of the sentence, quickly. He speaks too quickly. Now, another very common adverb of degree, too. Be very careful. There's a difference between very and too. Very is a fact. Too means there's a problem. Okay, he speaks so quickly that you cannot understand. He speaks too quickly. Another example, my teacher is terribly angry. Where is the adverb of degree? It's the adverb terribly that modifies the adjective angry. They were almost finished. Can you spot the adverb? It's almost, and it modifies the verb finished. Okay, so we're not finished yet, we're almost finished. And finally, this box isn't big enough. The adverb of degree in this is the adverb enough. And it modifies
Volume low,
our
volume
adjective
low noche.
big. And remember, enough usually goes after the word that it modifies. Okay, I hope you get it, guys. Time for some pronunciation practice. Please repeat after me. He speaks very quickly. He speaks too quickly. My teacher is terribly angry. They were almost finished. This box isn't big enough.
ఇప్పుడు బాగుంది.
Good
ఇందాక
job.
బాగాలేదు.
Okay, guys, you now know a lot more about
ఇందాక బాగాలేదు,
adverbs
ఇప్పుడు
of
బాగుంది.
degree, and I'm sure this video will help you
Okay.
improve your English. But keep practicing. And make sure you watch the other videos on adverbs. They're very useful as well.
Okay, did that help you? When you add ly, it's only an adverb of manner. Quickly, slowly, sleepily, or courageously, terribly, angrily. So these, not terribly, angrily. So when you add ly, it's an adverb of manner. How something happened, you know, how it was done. But when you add very or too or enough or terribly or almost, these are adverbs of degree. Okay, so how some more usage of too. When you use too, it has two meanings. That is, too means also, and it goes at the end of the. I would like to go swimming too. Okay, can I go to the zoo too? Is this a gift for me too? I'm not going to clean your room too. So too also means also. So it has two meanings. When it is used at the end of the sentence, it's an adverb which means also. So that's fine. I'm not going to do your work too, so please write down. Okay, so when there's another meaning to the adverb too, which says excessively, like, you know, as the video we saw, there's a difference between too and very. Very means to a large degree, but it's a fact, the coffee is very hot. But when we say too, the coffee is too hot can also be said, but when we say too, there is a problem. The coffee is too hot, I cannot drink it. So here, the coffee is too hot. He works too hard. That's why he falls sick all the time. Or, isn't she too young to be married? Isn't there a problem there? I'm not too short. There's no problem here. I'm not too short. So here when we add too before the adjective or adverb, what happens is it shows there's a problem. So you cannot use very and too as the same. Very means it's a fact. It's very hot, very beautiful. You can't say somebody is too beautiful. There's no problem with somebody being too beautiful, right? Or there could be a problem. She's too beautiful. That's why all the boys are running after her. Okay? So that's a problem. So very beautiful and too beautiful. Very angry. Okay? So that's the difference between very and too. So let's look at some more examples. Too also means also, like I told you, I cannot do your work also, or are you a work too? Okay, and very and also excessive. When it says, when it is excessive, that's when it is a problem. You have added too much flour to the batter. So too much, there's a problem now. You've done too much. It is too hot today. The heat is a problem. It is very hot today, but I can manage. It's too hot. I cannot work here anymore. So whenever you say too, it means there is a problem. So use too and very, very differently. Okay, too, the coffee was too hot to drink. See how when you add too, it becomes a problem. You're too young to have grandchildren. I'm not too tired to go out tonight. Don't you work too hard to have any free time? So too hard, too young, too tired, too hot are sometimes followed by the infinitive. Too, again, when there's a too can be followed by something or someone. He's not too old for this job. Sally's not too slow for our team. The dress was too small for her. It did not fit her. Very. The girl was very beautiful. The house is very expensive. He worked very quietly and she runs very fast. So very makes the adjective stronger. When you say very, yesterday we saw Neeraj Chopra win or on Saturday I think we saw him win the gold medal, right? So he threw very far. He threw far. He threw very far to win the gold medal. So the javelin throw, he won the gold in the javelin throw. So he threw very far. So very, very far. He threw so far that nobody could reach him. So these are some more phrases which actually when we use very or how, sometimes we don't want to hurt someone, then instead of using the words, the sentences, the opposite of the sentences, we could use very to show to what degree they were beautiful or not beautiful, hardworking or not hardworking. Let's look at these examples. So sometimes to show a negative form of the adjective also, you can add not to the verb or not very to change the meaning of the sentence. Let's look at this with an example. The girl was beautiful. Okay, the girl was beautiful. But then there's another girl which she is not beautiful and you don't want to hurt her feelings, hurt somebody's feelings. So you could say the girl was not beautiful, meaning not. Or opposite meaning with not very. The girl was not very beautiful. Okay, so the girl was beautiful but she was not very beautiful. Or you could just, when you say the opposite of beautiful is ugly, right? If you say the girl was ugly, you might hurt somebody's feelings. It's not a polite way to say it. So instead of saying the girl was ugly, you could say the girl was not beautiful or the girl was not very beautiful. This is in general spoken English. That's how you speak. You don't generally say negative sentences so that you could hurt someone. He worked quickly. He did not work quickly. He did not work very quickly. If you don't want to complain, you don't want to need to go as a complaint. He worked slowly, so he didn't finish it. You don't want it to be like a complaint. So you complaint. So you could say he worked, he did not work quickly. Maybe that was the problem. That's why he couldn't complete it. See how it softens the opposite of quickly, slowly. So very quickly, too quickly. So how too and very are used to suggest different meanings. She speaks very quickly, or she speaks too quickly for me to understand. It's very hot outside. It is too hot outside to go for a walk. So very and other adjectives, same thing. More examples to show the difference between very and too. Very hot, it is not possible to drink. Very, a high degree or large amount. Too, it is very hot, it is hot but possible to drink. Too hot, it's not possible to drink. Similarly, heavy, it is difficult but possible too heavy for me to carry. This box is too heavy for me to carry. That means it is so heavy that it's not possible for me to carry. So, or can't lift it. So, that's the difference between too and very. You can write it down in a minute. Very, to heighten the degree of adjectives of adverbs, like, and these are some more adverbs and adjectives or adverbs which tell you to what degree. Very strong feelings is extremely, terribly, amazingly, insanely. Just strong, especially, particularly, uncommonly, unusually, remarkably, quiet are, and somewhat doubtful feelings. If you want to express some doubtful feeling, I'm pretty sure he's not going to come. Or I'm fairly sure that she's going to win. Or I'm not particularly interested in that movie. Okay, so these show somewhat doubtful feelings. Let's look at it with examples. The movie was amazingly interesting. How interesting? Amazingly interesting. The movie was particularly interesting. Means interesting to a particular degree. The movie was fairly interesting. Okay, a little. Fairly interesting is a little interesting. Particularly interesting, for some reason it was interesting. Or high degree, strong feeling, it was amazingly interesting. See how these adverbs, amazingly, particularly and fairly, change the meaning in the sentence. Similarly, she sang wonderfully well. Wonderfully well means very well, and she sang unusually well. It means usually she doesn't sing so well, unusually she sang well. She sang pretty well. Pretty well is okay, she sang better than before, better than the others, pretty well. So the degree of pretty actually does not mean pretty as in beautiful. Pretty here is a degree, adverb of degree. It says it was pretty easy. How was the question paper? Pretty easy. It was unusually easy, or it was wonderfully easy. I mean, I'm going to get 100%. Wonderfully easy, amazingly easy, or it was unusually easy. Generally it's difficult, but this time it was easy. Or pretty easy means it was tough but pretty easy, everybody could answer it. So that's how these adverbs. The lecture was terribly boring. Terribly means to a large degree. This was quite boring. The lecture was quite boring, and it was rather boring. So rather, terribly and quite are also tell you the degree to which something is. Definitely all, again these adverbs of certainty are definitely left the house this morning, surely, probably, certainly. So these are adverbs of certainty. He has certainly forgotten the meeting. He will probably, yes, probably remember tomorrow. We have a small video. Can you show us the video? Yeah. To show you some more adverbs of degree. Undoubtedly, certainly, probably. Yeah. Let's watch that video for the next 3 minutes.
Hi, this is Rebecca. In today's lesson, I'll explain the difference between two commonly used words and two commonly confused words. They are very and too. So what is the difference between these? Well, first of all, both of them are used to intensify the meaning of words, usually adjectives, but they are very different. Let's look at some examples and you'll understand. So the word very is used to mean extremely, a lot. But it's extremely,
2 minutes.
it's when something is extremely something, but manageable. The word too indicates extremely, a lot, but something is not acceptable or not manageable or over the limit. All right? I'll explain and you'll understand when I give you some sentences. So, for example, I could say, oh, this food is very spicy, but I'm still eating. Okay? Or this food is very spicy, but I like it like that. So that's okay. Or you might say, this food is too spicy. I can't eat it. So here, it was over the limit. It was not acceptable. Let's take another example. The exam was very difficult. Okay? But I think I'll pass. Okay? Or the exam was too difficult. I'm not sure I'm going to pass. All right? So you see again, too much, over the limit. I'm very tired. I'm going to bed. Sorry, I wanted to give you a different example there. I'm very tired, but let's go out anyway. Or, I'm too tired. I'm going to bed. All right? So there, it was too much, so the person was not going to go out. But here they were just saying they're very tired, but it's manageable.
Okay, I'm sure you understood the difference between very and to. Two very confusing adverbs of degree. So that's what we learned today. And we have interrogative adverbs like why, where, how, and when. Very simple. Whenever you use why, where, how, and when at the beginning of a question, it's an interrogative adverb. Okay? And why are you running? Where have you been? So examples how can be used in 4 different ways. How did you make this sauce? That is, in what way? And how it can be used about the degree of an attribute. How tall are you? How old is your house? How old are you? Or how good are you? So it could be a degree of attribute. And another 2 ways is how much and how many. How many people are coming to the party? How much does this cost? Or how much flour do I need? Okay, and sometimes we use how to ask about the frequency or degree. How often do you go to the movies? Or how quickly can you read this? How often do you go to London? So that's an adverb of frequency. How can be used in 4 ways. Yes, so it's not to be continued. We've come to the end of that session. I think we've missed a slide there. Okay, I hope you all understood. With this, we complete the session on adverbs, and I hope you all understood and taken down the notes. This will be there for your Wednesday's exam. So please prepare, write down the points, go through the points, and you'll have questions on this. Okay, see you in the next class. Bye.